everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and today I'm going to be showing you a beginning to end work on a journal cover, a different design, just something fun. I've got to use up some book pages, and I've got this book that I'm going to take you through every step of the process, and so you can see it. So I just got a book. I got this at the thrift store, and it was 50% off, so it was only $1. And let's see, what size is this? This is 9.5 by 6. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than my regular journals, but that's okay. I'm fine with that because I know how to make pages bigger if I need to, so I'm okay with that. First thing I'm going to do is remove the cover. And I like to save these because these are nice paper to be, you can use these for all sorts of different things. So that's a resource. Hang on to that. Number 2 is I need to take out the block inside here so that I can put my own signatures in. And sometimes with the newer books, this is a little more difficult. Not that this book is that new, it's probably 80s or something. But I'm just going to bend back a little bit so I can get more of a gap. Sometimes they come with gaps and sometimes they don't. It's more advantageous it's easier for you if they come with gaps, but if they don't, in the older books, you get a lot of gaps. These newer books are a lot more glue, fewer gaps. But okay, so the best thing to do, well, anyway, I'm just going to do it. I use a craft knife, and I am just going to stick something down here, see if I can separate that a little more so I don't have to pierce my spine. I'm not too worried if I pierce my spine because I can cover it, and I usually cover them anyway, so no big deal. I think I'm just going to put a pencil in here. How about that? How about that wizardry? Okay, that gives me a little space. The spot I'm looking for to cut is that little tiny thing all the way down. You want to go slow and don't shove your blade through too far because you'll cut your spine if you want to keep your spine intact. If you want to not cut your spine, don't put your blade so far out. Keep it shorter. That'll be better for you. Let's try a shorty one. Okay. Sometimes they go through and sometimes they don't, so don't freak out if it does go through your spine. Am I going through? No, not yet. Not yet, like it's going to happen. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have one side pretty much freed. There we go. Okay. And then we're going for the other side. Now, spines themselves are pretty papery. There's not a lot of strength in them, so just kind of remember that. There must be some glue in here because this is just sticking on its own. Now you've got this piece, the block. If you pull your book cover over here and this over here, you should be clear not to pierce anything that you don't want to be pierced. Just run that down and you have removed your big signature block. There we go. All right, so off you go. Thank you very much. And we have, what does that give us? Lots of book pages to use. So we have more resources, right? More fun things we can do. And now we have our cover. Oh, and look, it worked. Look, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't, so don't worry. But basically what I wanted to do was I have a lot of these interiors of books and I would like to use up some of these pages. And so I'm just going to take a bunch. I'll just tear some bunch off. I don't know. There's a bunch. Let me show you. That's my bunch. I don't know, maybe 10 pages, 8 pages, something like that. I'm going to use this ruler and I'm going to tear these strips. Now I like to save these because I can use these for other things. And they're a great crafting resource as well. Go like this. Just get your little text area cleared. Okay. Some pages are going to have more text on them than others, and that kind of adds to the cool variety of everything. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to maybe make 2 or 3 of these just to start. Well, I'll just take a chunk. It's really as much as I can figure I can tear easily with the metal tearing ruler here. So let's give it an old tear-a-roo. Okay, this is a lot of reckless abandon, using up scraps, using up what I have. Maybe you've got something similar, and you don't need to use book pages. You can use any paper that you have if you want to use scrapbook paper, magazine paper, anything that you got. Just grab it and let's go. Let's go have some fun. Time to dive into the papers. All right, so we have 2 clumps. Let me just get one more. I don't know if I'm going to need all these, but well, it won't hurt, and I will have made major progress on the usage of my book innards. This has a lot in it. I don't know if I'll use that many, but well, we'll just see. We'll just see. Oh, Sunshine? Yeah, he's right here. I kind of say he's like E.T. hiding amongst the toys. So he's just here at my feet in his little corner with his toys. He's working hard, keeping me safe. Yes, and we had lots of play this morning. Yay, Sunny. Sunny, you want to say hi to everybody? Oh, hi, everybody. Yeah, okay, I'm going back to sleep now. Bye. Okay, we are back on the craft table. And I'm just going to tear a bunch more of these. And love tearing the paper. One of my favorite things to do. Love using up the scraps we make from tearing up paper. Another fun thing I love to do. It's crazy, isn't it? Yes, so I hope you're having fun today. I hope there's time for you to play with your papers too. And if you just get the inkling to make something or try it or you get inspired, I said just go for it. Just do it. Just even if you're in the middle of another project, just drop everything and run over and do what you were inspired to do, because that is the condiment of life, the joy of inspiration. When you feel excited to do something, do it. Okay, so here we go. Get a little organized here. More light on the subject. More light. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, good. Oh, let me turn on the big light. Hang on. Okay, then now there's different ways that you can do this, and totally up to you. You can use, I use a glue stick. I use Scotch Create glue stick. You can also use Mod Podge. You can use white glue. You could use Fabrifix glue, clear silicone glue. You're looking for that one. Pretty much any glue will work, but you just want to use a glue that is good and strong and easily workable. Doesn't wet your paper too much because you're working with it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue my front here. I'm going to completely change. This book isn't going to look anything like the original book. And I'm not going to worry too much about the spine because I think I'm going to do something different on the spine. And so I'm just going to leave it pretty much without glue at this point. Doesn't matter if I put some of the book pages on it. That's a-okay. All right, all my extra scraps over there. Just looking to see if everything is covered. Now this, glue stick does dry, so you want to kind of motor along. You might have to reapply, so you might want to do one side first and then the other. But I'm just going to keep motoring along here. So what I'm going to do is, these are all the same size, but I want different size thingies. So I'm just going to make some different size thingies. Maybe this one is like that. Maybe this one is like that. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's going to be like that. That. Okay, so they all have different shapes, and I just think that's kind of fun. I don't know why, I just think it's kind of fun. And I was thinking about this the other day. I'm actually going to ink some of these. And what I'm going to use today, I'm going to use walnut stain, distress ink. And you don't have to ink these, but I just like the maybe the delineation of the size. And you can, and even an easier way to do this is just put down one sheet of like text, like just cover it all, and then go in and just put little tiny pieces. But I'm going to actually go ahead and do all my pieces separately. I don't know, I just feel compelled to do that today. You might want to go a little bit over the top so you can roll it over. Yeah, that would be fine. That would be very fine. And actually, let me just do that. So that when you're working on the top of the journal, you can just bend those over and that will cover your edges. You don't have to cover the edges, just totally an option. Okay, I can get these apart. This is probably the fiddliest part of it. And you can also use different colored inks. You don't have to use just brown. You could use brown, purple, pink, blue. You could just use all blue. Totally up to you. Okay, I'm gonna put this. See, I am hanging off and I'm staggering because I want some staggered look to all of this. And I'm just going to cover the base first. Let's see how far we go. So this is kind of like a craft with me. I don't know, I've just like been fascinated of using up things that I have, and also just trying to make some different covers. I've been inspired to just play with the covers a little more. Why not, right? We got stuff. Let's play with it. Okay, so that's there. Okay, that's all nice and staggered like. Oh, okay. And remember, you can go as thick on this as you want. In other words, just because if you put one down and you don't like its position, you can come over and put something else in a different position. Okay, see, whoops, let me back you up a little bit. Okay, can you see how I'm lapping? I'm lapping over. I'm overlapping, also known as overlapping. Yes. All right, let's see what I got here. What different shapes. So I have all these. Remember these? Okay. I didn't cut those very well, Pam. Well, I know. I tore them. I didn't tear them perfectly, but you know, sometimes the imperfections of life end up being our little distinctive advantage, and we just roll with it. Yeah, and we can always put more on top. So there you go. All right, this one's kind of cool. I should put that right there. Okay, and I may have to come in and glue a little bit more, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And all the text does not have to go in the same direction. So let's use some of these smaller dudes. He's kind of cute. Okay, let's ink you up. Must have come from a Bobbsey twin book, apparently. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's make sure I have enough to go over the edge. Yes, there's my edge. Okay, very good, very good. All is going smoothly, according to plan. That never happens. Okay. Let's just take some more of these and finish this off. And so this one's going to be a little longer probably video, because I'm just, you know, I'm bringing you along for the ride. Let's do this together. Grab your stuff and let's make it. Or just see another option on ways to do covers. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And we need one little guy there. Maybe we could even go upside down. Let's go upside down, because that'll really excite everybody. They'll be like, oh, what does all this mean? Nobody knows. The crazy randomness of paper play. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, if I twirl you there. No, I'm just going to leave you there because I'm going to glue you. Okay, so I already have one side done. All right, so let's go ahead and do this side. Okay. Mrs. Bobbsey. Huh, that's funny, isn't it? You never think of Mrs. Bobbsey. The Bobbsey twins. I thought it was a nickname for them, but apparently they're Mr. and Mrs. Bobbsey. Did anybody ever read the Bobbsey twins? I know my mom said she read the Bobbsey twins. And I came in at the time, probably more along the time of, what's her name? Nancy Drew. I read all those. I was like, oh, couldn't get enough of those. My little friend who lived behind me, she was 2 years older than me, so she always knew everything before I did, because she was smarter, older, and, you know, she just got exposed to everything first. So my little friend, Maria, she taught me so many things, and we would always play school, and she was always a teacher because I was the idiot who didn't know anything. But, and I remember one time she said, oh, I would be like, why can't I ever be the teacher? Why can't I ever be the teacher? And she said, all right, you be the teacher. Go ahead, teach me something. Go ahead, teach me anything. And I was like, bleh, bleh. And so we went back to her being the teacher. But I think I learned from a good teacher. I mean, she did teach me a lot, and so thank you, Maria. I appreciate all those lessons and you tolerating my inordinate amount of questions that I would always ask. Never a dull moment. So thank you for that. And these can be any pages. They could be books from or pages from any novel you like, maybe a bird field guide, something like that. I just happen to be using book pages because that's what I have a lot of. So I thought I would go ahead and use up some of these little pups. And Sonny is, he's fine with it. Yes, I touched base with him to make sure he was okay. And he said, yes. He said, Mom, you've got a lot of these book innards, and you need something to do. You need to do something with them. And I think Papa was talking to him to kind of nudge him on in that direction to say these sorts of things. And can you see? Yeah, okay. And but I think they were conspiring behind my back to get Mama to use these up, because a lot of them end up in the garage, and then we've got a lot of them. You know what I mean? And I love to use them. I love this paper. This paper is like, can you hear that? Wait, let me put it near the microphone. I got paint on my microphone. Oh well, you know, it happens. Yep, crazy times. All right, here we go. After chestnuts, that's nice. All right, and what else do we have here? Some more of this. We could do this These are still sticky, I think. And I'm going to coat all of this after, so it's going to have a nice finish on it. Now you can leave these raw, which also leaves a very nice soft papery finish. And you can spray them with a something like this, like like a acrylic sealer, and you can get these in archival, different finishes, satin, smooth, glossy. That's a good one. Or you can just use regular. They don't have to be archival. Probably pay a little more for an archival one. Okay, there we go. And that probably went on a little crooked. No, it's too late. It's there now, Pam. There you go. You gotta just be okay with where it lands. Let me put you upside down. No, not big enough. Okay, how about you? Yeah, you're big enough. All right, let's use you. So the variety of sizes will give you a little bit of, give you options as you're making these. There, okay. So that wasn't so bad, right? And honestly, we could probably do like a bunch of books from just that pile. This is how many I have left from what you saw me tear. So I got a lot of scraps to play with now, yay. Okay, so we can make things with those. Now, maybe we just want to anchor down some of these. Might have to be a little ginger with this just because it's very thin book. It's like old brittle book page. Mine happens to be, you can use new book page, that's fine. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is wrap all this in so my edges are covered just to make life easier. Okay, so maybe we just put some glue around this edge, and I'm just going to pull it in. Pull it in. I can always cover up these cutie little edges with something. Okay, you're going in. You're going in. You don't have to be that long. You're going in. Okay, there you go. And you're in. Yeah, look we're all here to play. Okay, now you could probably, I could have cornered these better. Maybe make little corners. Yeah, that would be better. Make little corners. And that way, when you come along and you got a little bit too much, you can just tear it off. But then you can come along and just fold it all in and everything's good. Yeah, that's not too bad. Are you with me? Are you doing it? I hope so. It's more fun when we do it together, but it's okay if you just watch. I'm fine with that. I'll never know. There's something in the doing. I sometimes know that you have to see it first in order to do it, so I get that. And let's face it, maybe you want to see how this whole thing turns out and what it looks like. If it's even worth doing. With anything, it's a great way to use up your book page scraps. Okay. And I know not everybody has the book page scraps, but if you do, there you go. And if you don't, just like I said, use other scraps. You could use even, see if you can fold the little triangle like that. Oh, yeah, if you can see that. Don't see that? So it was like that. And it just went meep, like that. And now I'm able to fold it over. If you want to get rid of that bulk a little bit, you just come in here, tear a tiny bit of that off. Not right to the edge because you might end up with a peaky. You don't want that. You want your little fold to be covering your edge. I always fought with the, my little book would peek out at the corner when I tried to do the fancy fold, the fancy little fold, the little cutaroo everybody does. I can't do it. I don't know why. I'm just one of those people that can't do that. So, and you'll find out what works for you and what you want to modify, and you just modify it. Here, we're going to do this again. Here, go ahead. Yeah. There we go. Now it's going to fold over nice. Okay, we're not dealing with any issues right there. Now, another easy trick to do is do this, and you let the book itself create the nice crease. And that's a nice way to do it. And that's how you end up with a beautiful mat like this, because there's glue all over the place. I'll back up. Okay. All right, there we go. Just a little more glue there. If you see parts coming off, just get back in there and give them an extra little smush. Glue should be strong enough to hold. Maybe it just needs a second to grab. Whatever you're using, Okay, so let's see what we got in the front. Well, that's kind of cool, right? That's already cool and dandy. Now, you can go ahead and put more things on here. Like, let's say you want to put a small one on. And maybe this one isn't necessarily square shape. Maybe it's round, just a torn, ripped shape. All right, let's see how this works. Now this is small, so I could probably do the thumb on glue stick maneuver without tearing it too much. And let's see, we'll put you there. Whoop, no, I'm gonna put flat. Okay, let's do another one of those. That was kind of fun. So these little pieces, you can use those up. Nothing goes to waste here. Nope. I have no idea how long this video will be. My camera phone has a mind of its own always, so it might be 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. We never know. All right. I'm just going to put them on intersections. I think that's kind of fun. Oops. I'm going to muck it up and then I'm going to re-straighten. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's kind of cool. And I got another piece here. He's got lots of text on him. That's nice. And just a little bit of inking. And a little bit of gluing. I could just sit here and glue paper all day. I'd be totally happy. Maybe I'll put this one on an angle. That would be wild, huh? Yeah, there we go. Now we're rocking it. Okay. And I like a lot of these little papers, so I'm just gonna keep going on this. I don't know, I'm just having fun with it. Here comes Papa down the stairs. Hi, Papa.
Hi there.
All right. And maybe this one, that one like there. Just kind of an oddball play, sort of as if papers, you know, fell down from the sky, yeah, from the heavens, and just landed on a page. That's what this is kind of looking like. Okay. All right, let's do a little of that over here. All right. So there's so many possibilities when it comes to paper, and never one way to do anything. There's just a million and one ways, and I love to see the creativity of people and the way they approach things. You know, in school, it was, you had to do it a certain way. If you didn't do it a certain way, you lost points, right? Let's face it, that's pretty much the way it was. But in art, you know, there's a little bit of freedom. Now, art school, okay, I don't know. I didn't go to art school, so I cannot say, you know, rights, wrongs, and all that kind of stuff. And if you didn't do it the way the teacher wanted you to, did you lose points, or did you get bonus points because you were extra creative and just did what you want? I wonder what happened. I'm sure we're going to hear some interesting stories in the comments here about that. So those of you who've had art classes, whether it's regular, you know, formal art classes, or you just took a class on a weekend or something, was it encouraged to do things differently, or did you get in trouble? Well, I think you could just keep going. I mean, that would be a lot of fun. So I'm using this as a background. This could be the total look of the front of your book, or you could even put a central, let me see if I can get just something to give you an idea here. Like a central something in the center, making it a central something. And you could just use that to build upon. Like you could come along and put this guy. He's not doing anything. All right, he could be a bird, and he could be there. All right, and then you could even build him up and put some things under him, like little pieces of fabric, or you could do little collaged birds hanging out all over the place. That might be fun. Oh, I think I might like that idea. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just all into birds lately. Oh, I just love these birds. Okay, you guys can go there. I'm digging in my little pouch of pre-cuts, and oh, you're cute too. Maybe I should do different kinds of birds. What do you think? And maybe we could turn some into little pockets and tucks, so that would be really cool. You're really cute. I like you. Oh, darn, you're cute too. Oh, so tough, so tough. Okay, so let's, Oh, it's so difficult to decide, but what to do. Okay. All right, have a great time. Bye. Okay, I'm just going to go around. I'm going to use the same ink, walnut stain. I'm just going to ink this up. And you don't have to decide this this is very early in the game of making the cover, so maybe it's too committal at this point to go ahead and say, all right, I'm putting you there. I'm putting you there, because that's where we're going with this. I really want you there, though. You're really pretty. How about you? You're like awesome. And you could put some on the back too. Why not, right? It's your journal. Okay, maybe Owl would like to live on the back. That's very, very cool. I like that. I'm gonna put him on the back. Maybe. Now we better glue him down. I'm going to glue him down the whole way. And I'm going to use Fabrifix. And I'm going to glue his entire back down. So he'll have a good secure home on the back of this journal. All right. There. Okay. I could do more with him. I'm just going to leave him like that right now. I think he looks very nice. And on the front, I'm not going to commit yet. I don't know yet. I have so many choices here. I'm getting overly excited about the entire process, and we might come back to that. All right, so let's do the inside. Let's go ahead and do the inside. And what would we like to put on the inside? Maybe I'm going to keep going with the whole collage sort of thing. I've got a lot of like leftover cut pieces from journals, and I'm pulling from my scraps. See what I have. Lots of different choices here. Okay, let's pull some stuff over here. All right, let's try this. Let's see what happens. Okay, I have a piece of our homemade leather suede. That might be really cool for the center. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, not get overly excited. Okay, which way is up? Okay, this way is up. And let's go ahead and glue. Again, we can use any glue. This particular Scotch Create glue stick is a permanent glue stick, and it's very strong. So you can have some confidence that it's going to hold what you put down here. Some glue sticks are temporary, or they don't have as much strength. So you may want to, consider what you're putting down if you want it to stay in one place. Okay, let's just put this down and see how far we get. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, turn it a little bit. Okay, all the edges, see how far we get. And we're going to need some, let's go as far as we can. I think I'm going to come along and put something else over the spine, but we can put this here for now. It's here. We'll just take you off. Okay, so we have that. All right. And maybe we just want to do something a little contrasting just for fun. Well, you're kind of contrasting. Let's just put you in here. All right. He's totally agreeable. Has no problem with it. And let's just decide where we want this and then tear it off. Okay, there we go. All done. Gonna need a little more glue here, obviously, because we didn't have glue everywhere. And put some glue under here. Whoop, we got, what's that? A tail. We have a tail. Okay, we'll just get rid of you. All right, there we go. More glue. There. Okay, very nice. Now we have like a two-tone something, and we can keep going with that. We can keep layering. We can do all sorts of things. But let's go ahead and cover this side. Maybe this time I'll put this at the bottom. Oh, I could do that. All right. And, whoop, okay. Put you a little closer so you can see. All right, here we go. Lots of glue. Lots of glue. Okay, coming off a little bit. We'll glue you down more. You don't have to ask twice around here. You'll get glued. You make a squeak, you're getting glued. There we go. All right. And this is just one way to make a cover. You can make covers a million ways. And but this is kind of fun. And I got excited about this morning. So here we go, right? Okay, let me just... Okay. And the only reason I'm tearing it here is because I haven't glued this. But if you glued this, you could go right over. That's fine too. But you want to make sure you tuck it in really good. Okay. And so now we have up top. What are we going to do there? Well, we can do the opposite, kind of like that. Okay. Because we have the paper here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. That's good. Nice, nice. Very nice. All is glued and well. Let me just take you here and maybe just get rid of you. Okay. Around the corner. Then we have this zone. The zone of, I don't know. Okay, so what do we got? We're going to put this here. That might look kind of cool. Yeah. All right. This was the leather, faux leather and lace. Leather and lace. Faux leather and faux suede paper from a paper bag. Kind of cool, kind of fun. I'm going to give it a torn edge. I think that'll just be fun. And that's why it's good to hang on to, listen to me. That's why it's good to hang on to all your scraps. You'll never get rid of them, and you'll be having to move out and find a new home because you have so many scraps. But you will have the satisfaction of amazing craft resource because you saved all your little scrappy pieces. That's right. That's right. Okay. Okay, let's try there. Okay. There. Okay. Now we need a little more glue. Okay. Okay, down you are. I like that, but I need more. I'm not finished yet, apparently. I have a funny feeling. I just feel like almost like I want to pull in some of this stuff again, just because it sort of went with the design. Maybe we need to ink it. Probably wanted to put that other one on top. I don't know if I can still pick it up. Oh yeah, totally. Not a problem, not a problem. Okay, putting that there, and maybe putting one more there to cover that. Oh, no, wrong thing. We're inking, Pam, we're not gluing. Keep it straight, have another sip of your coffee, carry on. Yeah, so there we go. We put it on a little angle, looks a little different. That's kind of cute, right? You can always glue that around the corner. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe I want to put this here. Maybe I want to put that like over here somewhere, like some kind of thing over here instead of there, because I like that now. Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, something like that. Where's it gonna go? Kind of cool up there too. I don't know if you're gonna find your home here. I might find a new place for you. Maybe let me take a little bit of these pieces again and just kind of do that idea over here. Just ink up a few more, using up more of my scraps. Sometimes you trade your scraps in for other scraps. It can happen. It can happen on the best of days to anyone so inclined to do it. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Who could argue with that? That's awesome. What can I say, folks? What can I say? It's just amazing. Okay, so there we go. We have the inside and we have the outside. So let's go ahead and just finish this up. Okay, I have this little piece of muslin. It's very thin, but I really like the idea of using fabric inside your spine. It's going to give you a lot of strength. You can also use some reinforcement tape in here. Sometimes I use Tyvek tape, which is very, very strong. Looks like this. And just put a piece down here. I'm not going to use that today because you can also use masking tape. It will increase some strength. Now, if you have a case of flimsy spine where it's, you're worried about it tearing and stuff like that, I would recommend reinforcing with either tapes or fabrics. This spine is pretty intact, and I'm not too worried about the strength factor here, but I am going to reinforce with some fabric. And let's see if I can get this to, where can I get it to tear? Sometimes it's nice to have a little torn edge. It gives you that pretty little fray. Okay. Then we want the top to also fray, if we get that lucky. Sometimes we get lucky. Okay, there we go. I have orange here. Okay, well, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go longer, and we're going to cover what we have. So extend maybe an inch that way and an inch this way. That way you can wrap around to the front, and then when you cover your front, it'll all be nice and pretty covered. Yeah, that just makes it easy for you. And I don't want you to struggle. I just want you to have fun. There are more formal ways to do bookmaking and journal binding. There's a million and one ways, and I encourage you to explore them all and learn from different teachers, because everybody has a different way of doing it. And that's the nice thing is you can see and learn what you might like. Because if you've never seen it, you won't know if you don't like it or like it. So there we go. I am going to use Fabrifix here. Good fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, paper to paper. I just like this glue. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I do find it very satisfactory to use. And also because I make things on the video, it grabs fast so I can get going. But regular white glue will work. You can even use a glue stick in here because things are going to be sewn into it, so it's not going to run away, as long as it's a half decent glue stick. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to use finger tool and come in here and just do a little smooshing. This is official technique, done only certain parts of the world. Yes, but if you don't mind, get your fingers in the glue. This is an awesome time to do it. Plus it helps reduce bleed through from your onto your fabric, so it's not going to show so much. But remember, we're going to stick signatures in here, so it's not going to be too bad. And you can make the holdovers as thick or as thin as you like, but the thicker they are, the sturdier your entire book will be. It just increases the strength. Okay, now I'm going to flip over. And now here, you might want to think, okay, if I'm going to put material down here to cover my spine, how wide do I want this to be? So if it is getting too wide on you, you can always come in and you can taper the edges a little bit. Just make sure that you cover the, like for example here, I'm trying to cover the orange part. So don't taper, taper only to, so you're still going to cover that. You taper like this a little bit. And maybe just a little taper like this a little bit. Okay. That way you can make the outside any thickness or width that you like. Okay. And I'm going to do the same. Oh, could you see any of that? Let me back up. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing down here. So there's where my orange is. So I need to cover my orange, so I don't want to take off so much with my little taper that it's going to show. Okay, my little orange will be covered. Okay, so I'm on the outside of the book, and this will likely not be seen because it'll be covered by something else. And if you didn't want to wrap the outside of the book, I would just, cut it off there, maybe fray it a little bit, give it a little bit of something to grab onto there in the end. Just make sure it's all nicely done. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Like I said, this is not going to show, so I'm not too worried about bleed through. Okay, there we go. So now we have that. Yes, we do. Oh, look at these little pieces. Wouldn't that be cute if we just stuck one on there? I think that would be kind of cute. I'm going to do it. Just happen to have it here. And it gives more texture to the page. And I'm just using the glue stick because it's a light, tiny little piece of fabric. And I just think it's kind of cute. And yeah, you could use any glue here again as well. Okay, here. Are you there? Oh, I've got 7 pieces stuck to my finger now. Okay, there we go. All right, anyone down here too? Okay. Well, I got the pieces, I might as well use them, right? Yeah. Keep going. Use up what you got. Okay. Always keep a scanning your desk for stuff that you can incorporate into your design. You don't always have to go rummage way over there to get something. Sometimes you can stay local and just use up. It expedites your cleanup after, plus you're putting things to good use. All right, so there we go. So let's say we wanted to put something on the back. Oh, let me show you this little tip, this little trick. Let's say you want to cover this with lace or something like that, a piece of fabric, and you're going that, oh, I can see the orange through. That's not very nice. I don't like how I can see the orange. You got a couple ways to hide that, which are very easy. If you happen to have white gesso, you can just come along and probably get a paintbrush, but you can come along and just whiten this area up and just let it air dry. You can totally do that. And then whenever it it'll just show white through underneath. You might have to do a couple coats. Another way you can do it, which is a little faster, is, sorry, let me back up a little. You can use a white piece of paper and glue it on. How about that? Or you could use, you could even go with some of these if you want some of the text to show through. Like, let's say, you kind of like the way that looks through like that. Or you could use white, which will give you a nice contrast. And let me show you white. Okay, there's a piece of white hanging around doing nothing. Okay, come on. All right, here we go. Let's just, okay, so the way I'm measuring this is I'm just looking how far I want it to go over. And I'm going to know that whatever I do, that's how far my material should go as well. Okay, so I'm deciding that there, and then I'm coming over here and I'm peeking. How far do I want it to go over? Peeking. Okay, so a little further than that. About that big. And there we go. Okay, so you can now glue this down. You can, make sure it's the right size you want. Okay, now I can cut the bottoms off. Maybe I don't want them to wrap around because I'm just going to be covering with lace. So I'm going to go just a little shorter than the bottom of my book. Okay, now I already have fabric there, so that's okay. This one, same thing. A little trickier with a tiny piece, but it worked. Yeah, good. All right, so now there is some paint there sticking, but I'm going to come in with some glue. I'm going to use Fabrifix here. It's a good strong one. And this book spine, I guess you could consider it fabric. It is fabric. But if it's a paper one, it will work as well. Okay. You want a good hold here. Okay. Just using the old finger smoosh-roo with the old finger tool. There we go. And now we're going to put down our white piece of paper. Now we're not dealing with orange. There we go. Probably got a little closer to the front than the back. It happens. It happens. If it happens, just do one of these maneuvers and hope it works. Yep. I'd have to do it in a few pieces. Now, that doesn't have to happen to you if you would, just notice that it's not even before you slap it down, but there was a little reckless abandon going on here. Okay, so I have a little piece there showing, so we'll just cover that. Whoop, nope, and again, we're going to, hang on. There's a little piece that came off, so I might have gluey fingers. Happens all the time. And just going to put some piece of little white paper there with a little glue stick and cover that up like it never happened. Down. Okay. I have painty, gluey fingers. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have that. Now you can use fabric on the outside. You have a very strong spine. The only problem is you can use paper, but over time, because of this constant moving in and out, it will kind of tear over time. So you probably want to reinforce it with something. Okay. So now let's see. What does this look like? Is this good? That's kind of pretty, right? Not a lot of contrast though. I think I'm going to do with something with a little bit more contrast. Let me go rummage. I'll be right back. Okay, I just found something really cool that somebody gave me, and I really hope this works because this stuff is so cool. I don't even know what it is, that's cool, isn't it? That's really cool. I love that. Okay, so maybe I'm just going to go with that. Is it material? Is it paper? Is it fabric? It looks like rope coated in paint, but I think that would make a really cool thing. Now, I might want to put a piece of white lace there. Hold on. I don't know. Let's try this on for size. See what you think. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on. All angles. All right. So this is just a piece of white eyelet trim. Got from somewhere. Don't know where. And then if I put this stuff over it, will it give me that kind of cool, naturey? It's kind of cool, isn't it? Let me bring it closer. See what you think. I don't know. Or is it better just the material? That's kind of cool too. Or just the paper. Oh, yeah. All right, hang on. Okay, when you don't know what to do in life, you grab a white bed sheet. Okay, so here I have some white bed sheet, and I am going to put the white bed sheet down because that's going to look awesome under this. I think I'm just going to go with it. And I'm going to call this a pretty, and I'm using my pretties. So feeling good about that. So I encourage you to use your pretties. Stop saving them. Stop it. Just you go in there and you ferret deep and you pull out your pretties and you use them and feel good about it. And it's okay because, hey, the world has shown us. We just don't know what's going on anymore. So you better get out there and use your pretties. That's all I got to say. All right. So I'm going to take about the same size, and I'm going to use the old rip tear method of easy measuring, maybe just a smidge bigger than the actual paper underneath. And I think that's very good. About the length of this. I can always make it a little shorter, do some ruffling, that kind of stuff. And I think that's going to be great. So yeah, just having fun here, just different ways to do spines and covers. What are we going to do? We're going to put some Fabrifix down here. This is a Sugar Bells icing piping bottle with a metal tip, and the reason why I use this is because I get thinner streams of my Fabrifix clear silicone glue, and it just saves on the glue because sometimes it comes out a little fast for me in the regular bottle. So, and I try to cut it so it doesn't, and it still does. I don't know. It's just, that's what happens when I'm crafting. Okay, so here we go. If you're looking for any basic tools or supplies, I have an Amazon store where I try to put in most things that I mention here or use. If I can find them on Amazon, I will put them there for you. Okay, here we go. There. All right, now that's going to be a nice strong grab. Now you could totally leave it like that. Like, let's say you don't have this pretty, okay? And you just have that. There's nothing wrong with just that. I mean, just look at that. That looks really cool on its own as a spine. And very, feels really good in the hand. Never doubt a good bed sheet, let me tell you. All right, I'm going to put a piece of this here. Should I wrap it around? Maybe, huh? For a little extra security. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little longer. I have no idea if this is fabric or paper or what it is, but that's why I want the fabric here, just to give it a little extra oomph. Okay, now how on earth do you glue this thing down? I have no idea. Let's just try. Let's follow the lines and the blobs. Looks like, you know, cells growing together, maybe neurons, little neuron cells touching each other, little dendrites. Come on, little neurons, talk to each other and just become part of my journal. All right, so I'm going to run down the edge because we probably want edge adhesion would be nice, right? That would be very nice. And can you see this? Okay, I hope so. Come down this side, come down this side, come down. I'm going to go along the bottom and along the top. I'm going to call it a day. Okay, back in my little container. All right. Yep. So if you often wonder to yourself, why is that woman's mat so messy? This is why. It's where all the action happens. Okay. Why doesn't she put something down underneath it? You know why? Because if it's a paper or something and I push down, everything gets stuck to the paper and then I'm running around trying to peel the paper off. So there you go. That's all I got. That's my grand answer. Okay, flipping it over and maybe just putting this down here. This stuff is a little stiff, so I have to train it to go where it's going to be. Okay, there we go. Kind of looks like, I don't know, a spider web or something like that. Let me show you a little closer what it looks like. Moss, lichen. How about lichen? Oh, yeah, this looks so cool. I don't know what this stuff is. Does anybody know what it is? Is it from wreath making, maybe? Okay, now I'm gonna, because I can see some, you see that? Can I see some glue go through there? I'm actually going to use my hand to help remove the glue that is peeking through. Yeah, how about that? There's a fancy maneuver. Yeah, didn't even have to buy an extra tool. Yay! All right, so let's just give it a good smusheroo, and then we're going to train. So we're going to train by giving it the spine shape and just kind of encouraging it to stretch a little, wrap itself. Let me back up a little. Wrap itself around the spine where the folds naturally are and become one with the spine. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, this is so cool. I don't know. I just really like it. Can you tell? All right, I need more glue. So you might find that you have little areas that you have to go back and re-glue. And that's okay. That's okay. Yep. So always have a little extra glue on hand because sometimes we go through our glue fast. We do. Yep. All right, let me get that down. There. And you can put clamps and pinch these things and all that kind of stuff. But I think a good training with the fingers works really well. There's nothing wrong with clamping, though. I'm not against clamping. I've clamped with the best of them. Oh, Lord. All right. Oh, that's just so cool. All right. Okay. Now I just want to make sure that this truly adheres. So I think I'm going to go ahead, and since we're all making this together, I'm going to commit and put something on the front at this point, just so we can take it to the point of completion. And I'm going to bring out my contenders again, and I can hear you in the background. I have a big one in front. I could put this guy here, or those colors don't really go that well together. No, there and here. Nope, not right size. Okay. Go back into your little portfolio. Made this out of a magazine and some material and just made like a giant envelope so I could rummage through and look quickly. You're pretty. Oh, do I like you? All right, let me look at the back. Okay, owl. And we have pretty bird. Liking pretty bird. All right, a little bigger. That's good. This one I like too. But he's really big and he's kind of yellow. So I like the contrast in the colors. Maybe we'll go with that. What else do we have here? This guy, he's cute. Might do more than one. Never know. Can't stop. It's like chips. You know what I mean? Just keep going. much to our chagrin. Yep, you had to have that one more, didn't you? Yep, it's happened to me all the time. That's a pretty little bird too, but too much yellow. I want more contrast. Okay. Oh, yeah, these guys are cute. All right, what about you? No. I think that little guy is going to be the guy. You know, sometimes I watch the video and I'm like, oh, should have went with the other one. Does that ever happen to you? You know what? Just if it feels right, and it does, he feels right. Okay, so let me do some tearing on him. Okay, I need to get closer because I want. You can cut these or whatever that you would like. Maybe I'll do a little sewing. I don't know. Let's see where we're going to go with this one. And I'm thinking I might put a little bit of bed sheet underneath him too. Why you ask? Because there. Okay, I should have turned it the other way. So I can have a little white peeking out because I'm missing white there, but maybe I could take a little of that, put that under there. How about that? That would give me a little white. Okay, well, let's just see. First of all, we're going to ink. Should we ink first? The white pops, but if I go dark, the dark would pop too. What to do? Get more bed sheet. That's what, when you don't know what to do, you get more bed sheet. Okay, just gonna get some bed sheet here. I'm gonna try and tear this way. Okay. Let's see if you go on here. That would kind of look nice. Okay, maybe we'll do that. And we will maybe ink this now because he's contrasting against the white, so I can make his edges pop a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right. And then maybe I'm going to come along here and do a little tear. Okay. Okay. There we go. Looks kind of big. Yeah, I'm going to shrink them up a little bit. Okay, make it smaller. Make it smaller. Okay, shrinking. Okay. And a little more narrow. Okay. And we're tearing. Okay. Gotta show that bed sheet who's boss. That's right. And then if I put him on here, maybe I want to do some sewing on him. Just, you know, I'm here and I like to sew. Don't have to sew. Sewing is optional. But I'm going to just use a glue stick to put him in the general premise of his final location. Okay, that's good. And then I'm just going to run around with the sewing machine. Right back. All right, I'm back. Here's my grand sewing. I did 2 times around 1. I did, let me show you, like a straight stitch, sort of, all the way around, as best as I can do a straight stitch. And then I did a wavy, like I just used the straight stitch, but I moved my, my piece, and that way I got a wavy one. So there we go. Now, might use this as the entire cover, or I might put a book plate up top. Thinking, I don't know, might have to use some more glue on this, make sure it's holding. Down there, oh, you can't see, sorry. There, or in the center. The center's kind of, I think maybe, yeah, because there's a lot of wordage on here, so I'm not going to add things with too much extra wording, but I think I'm going to put this bullseye right in the center. Yeah, we're going for center. All right, I'm going to use Fabrifix. Going to go nicely around the edges. Glue it down well, and I'm going to use a bit of a finger smoosh so I don't get too much bleed through. Okay, now in the middle it doesn't matter too much, but on the edges, yeah, I definitely want to knock those glue beads down a little bit to minimize the bleed through. Okay, put you over there. And we're just wrapping this little puppy up, and we'll have this little really cute little cover. I like this cover. I like this cover a lot. Okay, going for center. Hoping it's center, down. And we're down. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, it's well glued. Fabrifix is doing its magic already. It's like, yeah, I got this. Don't worry, I got this. There we go. Da 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 da. Go back up so you can see the whole thing. Ta-da! Okay, showing you the back. Everything. Okay, very good. And I would probably come around to finish it up a little bit by doing the edges. So I'm going to use my walnut stain. If you want to just hang out while I finish the edges, coming around the edges here. And Oh, right. Am I going to coat it? That is the question. And it's a big question. Sometimes to coat, sometimes not to coat. When you don't coat, you get the nice soft papery feel of the actual pages, which is really nice. But if it's a really big book or it's going to be handled a lot, you may want to coat it with a Mod Podge or a spray. And I think if anything, I'm going to spray this one because I don't want a heavy Mod Podge coating on here, which always goes a little shiny even if you use the matte stuff. But you can use matte sprays, which are a little less matty or a little less shiny, and that's a nice option for you. I'm going to come along and do like the edges here too. I do this one, edges here too. Okay, here we go, like in that. Okay, maybe just a little hewing, maybe just bringing in the edges just a smidge. Yep, there we go. And just around the edges where it might have been grabbed a lot in olden days and olden times. And I would come along and I would spray it with something like this. Krylon UV archival varnish is an option, and you can also use acrylic sealer sprays as well. I think I have one I can show you. Hang on. It's right here. What's that? No. This one, matte finish, will give you a matte finish. I would strongly recommend spraying these outside and letting it air dry outside because they're very volatile. They smell, they stink, and you don't want to be inhaling that stuff. So that's a good thing to do. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. And make sure that you're having lots of fun today because you deserve it. And if you haven't signed up for my monthly emailed newsletter, which is free, you get a free digital image, a checklist of supplies, a note from the bookmaker, and junk journal tip, and updates from the Paper Outpost. And if you find value here, please like, subscribe, and share. Check out the Amazon store for favorite tools and supplies. Check out my Etsy shop for vintage digital kits that you can print out and use all sorts of pieces for your own artwork. And I have podcasts, which are all audio and free to listen to on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And my videos come out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 a.m. Eastern time. And we have a Facebook group, a lot of fun over there, doing weekly and monthly challenges, having fun, and making all sorts of things junk journal related. So come on over there and play with us. We'd love to have you. You can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Etsy, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Facebook group. So there you go, folks. Talk to you next time. Remember that fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon. Bye now. There you go. Bye-bye.